All right, warm sunny day here in Western New York. We don't have that much snow. It just got cold. Anyway, wanted to do a video today about a very special mouthpiece that I have in my collection. This is an Austin custom brass. Go check those guys out if you don't know who I'm talking about. ACB, those guys out there, I think they're in Kansas City maybe. I don't know, Midwest somewhere. Really nice guys over there. I've bought all of my brass spire horns from them, and I have a pretty good number of mouthpieces from them as well. But they're a great quality brass dealer if you're looking for unique stuff or things that aren't really out there everywhere. Good shop. Anyway, no promotion there. I just think they're a good place, so why not say so? Anyway, I got this mouthpiece, I don't know, some years ago, even before my Pudgy Deep V that I really do love as well. But this mouthpiece was my very first really strange kind of, let's go find a mouthpiece that makes my trumpet sound either really distinct or unique, or me, you know, I'm like in that search for the sound that defines you as a player, which I think we all kind of have anyway, whether you think it yourself or not. I mean, you can tell, at least I can for sure tell when it's me playing something. So I would imagine others could as well. But anyway, looking for like a, you know, weird mouthpiece. Obviously, I went down the Curry path too. They have the TF series, the trumpet flugel style mouthpieces. And basically what this is, can you see it? It is a super deep V-shaped cup. This is the 1.25 CS rim, size and rim. And then the FX is, I guess, the throat and the depth and the shape of the inside of the cup. And this bad boy, I don't know how to explain this. It's a heavy, fairly heavy blank. You know, it's more than a regular piece. It fits in a trumpet. It's basically a flugel mouthpiece with a larger kind of outside diameter shank so that it will fit properly into a trumpet receiver. But it's a really, I don't know, it's probably the most mellow I have. I would say that from a range perspective, this is not stratosphere capable. I mean, you could play a high C on this, but it's definitely a bit on the flat side. And again, I'm a bad judge of the range of some of these things because all I can tell you is if it's easier for me to play in a higher range, but not really if it's better or capable of that because I'm not a high range player. I play high C and down. So I can just describe these things for you from that perspective. Most of my work is pretty slow, pretty deliberate ballad type playing. So keep that in mind when I make all these outlandish statements because that's the perspective from which I'm giving you this context or my opinions. So that being said, also I moved my mic. Let me know if you think that this is better or worse. Like I turned my camera the other way in hopes that at some point I'm going to actually make these videos using this SM7 from Shure because it'll sound way better and give you a much more accurate representation of what these mouthpieces and horns actually sound like coming through a high quality mic as opposed to just, you know, whatever the iPhone is giving you at this point. But anyway, let me play through this. Again, this is the 1.25 CS FX from Austin Custom Brass. So that's pretty mellow. I think I missed a note or two in there, but you know, it happens. It's definitely got a snappy feel to it. I don't know if you can hear that over the phone, but it really has kind of a I don't know how to describe it. It's got a real pronounced kind of slap to it in the lower registers. Let me see if I play a bunch of notes if you can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it, but it almost sounds like the valves are kind of speaking with a little bit of I don't know, a flubby kind of sound in there. I like that. I don't know how well that translates for you, but it's definitely different than a conventional trumpet mouthpiece. I'll say that. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit on the oddball side, and it's not crazy expensive, honestly, I don't even know if they make these anymore, but I'm pretty sure this was probably like $100 something, not crazy. But it's it kind of looks neat too, right? It's like, I like the shape of this one as well. And it's really comfortable. Like, I don't know, these tops that these guys make, they're just so soft feeling and round. I really enjoy that, but there's still an edge to the inner rim. So there's some kind of tactile feeling that you get there that makes it feel comfortable. It gives you some confidence to play it. It's not just this big giant fat rim with no control over it, but I really like it a lot. Now, keeping in mind, it is traditionally a more flat mouthpiece simply because of the depth, in my opinion. But this sucker plays right in tune. Like I have, you won't be able to see this, but I do play with a tuner, right? So in case you're wondering, I guess I probably should talk about some of that type of stuff too. Like I actually pay attention to tune, right? So I'm aware when you guys make comments saying, yeah, that's high C is flat. Yeah, I know that. And I do tune my instrument. So I'm not just picking up a horn and playing it, whatever it is. I'm picking up a horn and tuning it and making sure that the mouthpiece or the mute or whatever I'm using is in tune to concert pitch. And then I'm playing. So I know I do a lot of electronic, like I make my own music, but this stuff is in tune. You have to be in tune. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried using like auto tune on a brass instrument. I'll say this, you can use it, but it sounds weird. So if you're going for that effect, then it works. But otherwise, you really just need to be able to play in tune, even for the things that I'm doing. Otherwise, trying to pitch correct a trumpet it just doesn't work, man. It sounds, well, I shouldn't say that. It works if that's the effect you're going for. But it's kind of, for me, I've not found that there's much of an in-between between natural sounding and it sounds as it should, and then full-on auto-tune, like robot voice kind of. If you ever looked at anything in a digital audio workstation from a pitch correction perspective, where it draws out the notes and the linear path and the slurs and where the tone is going, these are really difficult to work with in that space. So it really does come down to just being able to play really well in tune to the tune that you're playing. Otherwise, you can't really fix it. So if you wonder why I play the same things a million times over, it's because I need to be able to be very certain about what I'm doing, despite the fact that I'm improvising over a lot of this stuff. The improvise that ends up getting recorded is probably like the 30th run through the thing, because now I have muscle memory and I know where I'm going with it. So it makes you more confident and able to pay attention to pitch more than just what you're going to play. So anyway, keep in mind that something like this is going to require some attention down here on your tuning slide. Other than that, I think it's a really cool mouthpiece, a fun thing to add to your collection. And, if you're into that, go give it a shot.